Hello everyone, with the awesome announcement that we will be getting update 7.0, a new expansion called Legacy of the Sith in the holidays of 2021. I wanted to explain to you all in depth about how the new combat style system works because it seems to be something that is stumping a lot of players, and it's just absolutely insane new system that's being added to the game, and I'm so excited to start exploring this. So here is my very thorough breakdown based on what the developers of the game said in the live stream. Now let's get into combat styles, an announcement that completely blindsided the entire Star Wars The Old Republic community, and we're just completely abuzz about and asking a million questions about. Players thought it was pretty safe to assume we'd probably get an expansion with the game's 10th anniversary. What exactly we get in the expansion? We probably get some new planets, some new story, new operation, new flashpoint. It's pretty standard. We didn't think the entire way that we'd be able to choose advanced classes would change, however. So here's what the developers had to say about it. Introducing combat styles, players can now separate their class story from gameplay style for an even greater customization experience. This frees up advanced class options as characters can choose any advanced class within the tech or force playstyle. Play as a trooper wielding a sniper rifle, or a Sith Inquisitor with a lightsaber in each hand, or even secretly use dark side powers while posing as a member of the Jedi Order. Loadouts will increase your ability to customize, allowing you to swap between playstyles and gear with a click. They used very similar phrasing when they were doing the developer livestream announcement, and this made players go crazy. Players have a huge imagination when it comes to their characters and how they think they might be able to play the game and how they roleplay and imagine the game in their head. And although this is an extremely cool announcement, I'm so excited to show you how it works. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Make sure you understand how it works before you get too excited, because there's some really cool stuff you can do, but it may not mean exactly what you think. And I really appreciate if you help share and correct players to help temper their expectations. I know it's just such a wonderful thing to imagine about the game, but not everything being said about it or guessed about it is true. We'll also be getting a public test server coming up very soon, probably very shortly after I release this video, and we'll be able to actually test this out in action. So first off, how does Star Wars The Old Republic work right now? First, you pick your class. There is 8 classes to pick from. My favorite is the Trooper. The class that you choose determines which storyline you play. So if I choose the Trooper, I'll be able to play the Trooper storyline as part of the Republic military. If I wanted to play the Sith Inquisitor storyline, I have to play the Sith Inquisitor. Once you choose the Trooper, you then must choose between 2 advanced class. In the past, you got to wait till like level 10 or so to choose. These days, you choose right at character creation, making it very clear which of the classes you're going to play and then which advanced class you're going to play. The Trooper can choose between the Vanguard, which is what I usually play with my tank, or you can choose the Commando, which is the one with a really big assault gun.
Combat styles is going to open up those options substantially.
With combat styles, this changes drastically. This is a major change to the game and how you get to choose your class in advanced class. So before, when you chose the Trooper, you could then choose the advanced class of either the Vanguard or the Commando. You had to pick one, you could not then change between them. Now, with the new combat styles that are being introduced in Update 7.0, the next expansion, Legacy of the Sith, in Holidays 2021, the Trooper will be able to choose from the Vanguard, the Commando, but also on the Imperial side, the Power Tech and the Mercenary, as well as all the other tech users, advanced classes, the Scoundrel, the Gunslinger, the Operative, and the Sniper.
Any advanced class that's on the tech side currently will be a combat style available to you as a trooper. What that means, now your trooper could be a sniper. Your trooper could be a gunslinger.
So the idea is that you are still a trooper. You are still a trooper in the storyline. You will always be a trooper, but you are no longer locked into just the trooper's advanced classes. You can instead choose from any of the tech advanced classes.
At its heart, what is this doing? It's separating your class story choice from your game.
So you can become a trooper sniper, a trooper scoundrel, Or if you really love your original advanced class, you can just stick with a Trooper Vanguard. Or Commando, I'm not judging you. If they stick with the phrasing that they use in the developer livestream, you should also be able to switch between these 8 choices right here. So maybe if I'm a trooper right now, I could switch between a commando and a vanguard, or I could switch between a scoundrel and a sniper and a commando.
Loadouts. Now, the name pretty much tells you what it is, but something we've been wanting to do for a very long time because, changing all your gear around when you're going between different disciplines or...
This is absolutely insane. It's just so incredibly different and such a crazy concept. I have a really big question of how difficult is it to switch and how much cost, or is there a time limit between switches? This we do not have any information about, and I have a feeling that won't be fully finalized until the actual expansion comes out, as they'll be testing and getting feedback on that. So as I'm sure you're starting to think, it's not just the trooper that's going to have this option. So all the tech classes, the agent, the trooper, the smuggler, and the bounty hunter can all go into specializing into any of these 8 different advanced classes, which are now technically called combat styles. So you can become a smuggler power tech, you can become an Imperial agent vanguard, you can become a bounty hunter gunslinger. All the tech classes can play all the different tech advanced classes now. So this is where players' imagination starts to go crazy, and I wanted to clarify exactly how it works based on the wording that developers used in the developer livestream. So first off, I play a Vanguard. I use a blaster rifle. That's pretty much the only weapon that I can wield. I play a commando. Let's say I'm a commando healer. I use a big old assault cannon, and I use my green beam of love to heal people. Now, in this new system, I can become a trooper gunslinger. Now, imagine I'm playing on my character that was a commando, a pure commando with its green beam of love and its assault cannon. Players ask, okay, if I choose the gunslinger with the new combat styles system, does that mean I can still be my commando healer, but I get to use 2 weapons, 2 blaster pistols like the gunslinger, and I can still shoot my green beam of love with maybe a whole double beams of green beam of love? Wouldn't that be so cool? Yes, that would be so cool, but that would require hundreds and possibly up to thousands of animations added to the game, because you'd need to add like a sniper rifle green beam of love, double blasters green beam of love, single blaster green beam of love, blaster rifle green beam of love, and we already have the commando assault weapon green beam of love. So this is not how it works. Players then ask, okay, if I'm going to become, I was playing my commando before, can I become a trooper gunslinger, keep my giant assault weapon, but use the abilities that the gunslinger has, like all kinds of pew-pew stuff that the gunslinger can use? The answer is no. You must wield the weapon of the advanced class that you're choosing. So no, you cannot be a trooper, a sniper, and have giant green beam of love coming out of your sniper rifle either. You can either be a trooper commando and use your assault cannon that is tied to the commando and the commando's abilities, or if you wanted to wield a sniper rifle, you could become a sniper, wield a sniper rifle, and use the sniper's abilities. There is no cross-hatching, there's no special trees where you can put 2 points in commando, 2 points in sniper. You can't crossbreed the weapons or anything like that. You simply choose a new advanced class, but keep your main class, which is mainly tied to your story. I know you're going crazy and just thinking of all the things you can do with your Jedi on the Sith, but before we go, so the tech classes are the Imperial Agent, the Trooper, the Bounty Hunter, and the Smuggler, and all of those 4 tech classes, without restrictions, can become either a Vanguard, Commando, Power Tech, Mercenary, Scoundrel, Gunslinger, Operative, or Sniper. When they choose one of those 8 advanced classes, they get the weapons as well as the ability set of that advanced classes, now called combat styles. Now let's talk about Force users. They are slightly different but work in a very similar way. So the Force users in the game, as I'm sure you're kind of familiar with them right now, they're some of the favorites in the game. There's the Sith Inquisitor, the Sith Warrior, the Jedi Consular, and the Jedi Knight. These 4 classes, which will have their story tied to them, so you can only do the Sith Inquisitor story as the Sith Inquisitor. These 4 classes can become one of the 8 different advanced classes that are normally tied to specific Force users. So, for example, a Jedi Consular can become a Jedi Consular Guardian, Sentinel, Sage, Shadow, Juggernaut, Marauder, Sorcerer, or Assassin, and get the weapons and skill set associated with that advanced class. Now here's where it gets a bit trickier, and this is fairly strongly focused in the lore of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Players very strongly feel that light side and dark side choices should matter, and your character's alignment of light and dark should have a strong impact on the way you play, particularly as a Force user. At the moment, in the game, when you make a dark side or light side choice in the game, this will have a huge impact on your story depending on what the actual choice you made is. It will sometimes even have consequences way down the road. Some choices are minor. Do you send someone to jail or do you let them go? Other choices can be huge, like choosing to even kill or save your companion. However, when it comes to your character's overall alignment, you get dark and light side points like candy. They can rack up really fast due to a new system called Dark versus Light. Not super important, but your actual alignment in-game, apart from the choices you make within the story, has very little consequence. This is going to drastically change with this new update as well. Which advanced classes you can use as a Force user will now be heavily tied to your alignment. So let's say you're playing a light side character. It doesn't matter if it's a Jedi Knight or if you're playing a light side Sith Inquisitor. You will be tied to choosing advanced classes that are able to use light side powers. So for example, if you're playing a Jedi Consular and you make a brand new Jedi Consular, they're neutral. You haven't even gained any dark side or light side points at this point. They'll have to use the ones that are the default, so the light side ones. If you are a light side Jedi Consular, no problem, you can choose the Guardian, Sentinel, Sage, or Shadow. But you will be locked out of the dark side advanced classes. Like I said, this does not matter which faction you're on. So if you are a Sith Inquisitor, kind of decorrupting the Empire from the inside, you will also be stuck to using these light side powers. So the Guardian, the Sentinel, the Sage, and the Shadow. If you are playing a very traditional Sith Sorcerer Lightning type character, but you're actually playing them on the light side of the Force, it sounds like you may have to use the Sage's abilities, which are like telekinetic burst, instead of lightning.
Force classes will have a dark light requirement, so you can't make a level 1 Jedi Knight and immediately be shooting Force Lightning. That wouldn't really make sense.
But you can be a Jedi Knight that shoots Force Lightning.
Eventually. Making dark side choices through the story.
Yep.
Hopefully they're going to clarify some of this stuff as we go, but they did talk a bit about this. It doesn't sound like you'll be able to be playing a light side Jedi Knight and be using Force Choke and like slashing people with your red lightsaber and your Sith Marauder moves. It doesn't sound like it's going to work like that. I'm wondering if they might allow you to still use your original class's moves even if you don't fit the alignment that they were originally aimed for. I feel like players might revolt if they can no longer be Sith Sorcerer Lightning if they were for years and years, even though they were on the light side of things. So same thing, if you're on the dark side of the Force, regardless of your class, you will be able to play the Juggernaut, Marauder, Sorcerer, or Assassin as your choices for your advanced class, which are now going to be known as combat styles. If you haven't figured it out yet, the Force users and the tech users are going to be completely separated when it comes to which advanced classes or combat styles that they can choose from. So you cannot become a Trooper Sage or a Trooper Guardian or anything crazy like that. No, your Trooper can't use the Force, at least not when it comes to advanced classes. And no, your Jedi Consular cannot suddenly become a Sniper. Another thing they touched on is what happens when you make a brand new level 1. You are a neutral character, and I assume that this will also apply to, what if my character's a neutral character? Which ones can I choose? It sounds like you will get the default choice for your class that your class would normally have. So a Sith Inquisitor could normally choose things on the dark side. But over time, as you change your alignment, maybe you start going towards the light side of the Force, either as a brand new Jedi Consular or as a brand new Sith Inquisitor, you start moving towards the light side of the Force, you can start using those light side options. Now here's where players, I've seen so many questions and imaginations about this. Okay, I'm a Marauder. I normally do wield 2 lightsabers, 1 in each hand. I love the Marauder. I love murdering things. I love smashing the ground. I love all the animations, but I also love Darth Maul. Can I become a Sith Marauder, not change any of my abilities or playstyle, but start wielding a double-bladed lightsaber and still smashing everything with it? No, that's not how it works. If you will have to choose which is more important to you, weapons or playstyle. This is kind of a choice we've been making this whole time, you know? If you want to play the Marauder playstyle, you must choose the Marauder Advanced class. If you want a double-bladed lightsaber, you must choose the Assassin, or I guess technically you could choose the Jedi Shadow. You must choose an advanced class that wields a double-bladed lightsaber. So in this case, you'd probably choose the Assassin, but then you'd be an Assassin. You wouldn't be a Marauder. You'd still be a Sith Warrior. You'd be a Sith Warrior Assassin, which is pretty freaking cool, but you'd be an Assassin. And you'd have the Assassin abilities like hitting things from behind and being stealthy instead of smashing things wantonly with your lightsaber like a Sith Marauder. I've also seen another misconception that it sounds like you can mix and match all your abilities, all these crazy playstyles all together. Can I be a Sith Assassin and also pick some abilities from my Marauder tree? And also, can I also throw some Sith lightning in there too? No. You have to pick one advanced class and the skill sets that come with it.
Really, that's probably the simplest way to understand it, is expanding which advanced classes, or now combat styles, are available to which storylines.
The only thing that is changing is that, for example, the Sith Inquisitor is no longer tied to only the Sith Sorcerer or the Sith Assassin, and you should be able to choose between these, whereas you couldn't before. Once you picked one, you're tied to it from level on for the rest of the game.
The way you play a 2-pistol trooper, depending on if you pick Gunslinger or Merc, right? It'll still play the way those advanced classes roughly do today.
Like I said, I'm incredibly excited about these changes. It may not be exactly what all players were looking for. I know a bunch of you are excited for them to go create hundreds or thousands of new animations for every different weapon and every different class ability in the game, but that would be a little ridiculous. This, however, gives us a whole new style of play that we didn't have before. For example, right now the Sith Warrior has literally no way to heal at all. If you play a Sith Warrior, you cannot be a healer. This changes completely. You can now become a bunch of different styles of healer, all 3 depending on your alignment. Same with the Smuggler. The Smuggler has no way to tank right now, but now they can choose between being a Vanguard tank while still being a Smuggler. In addition to these huge changes, we'll also be getting something that benefits even players who have no interest in changing their advanced class. And it especially benefits players who do plan on switching around.
Loadouts. Now, the name pretty much tells you what it is, but something we've been wanting to do for a very long time because, changing all your gear around when you're going between different disciplines or, maybe, let's say you were going between different combat styles even. You got gear, you've got abilities, you got a lot of things in your UI that you'll want to move around quickly. Loadouts will let you do that. You can, stamp a variety of things to one preset click, your gear, your abilities, utilities, even your outfitter profiles. So you can switch much more easily than you could today. Very, very excited about that as well.
And this is called Loadouts. Loadouts will be able to quickly save and change and switch between your save presets for your gear, your abilities, your utilities, and they called it something weird, outfitter settings. So I'm assuming that means like your outfit, and maybe we'll get lucky and get weapons in the outfit designer. I don't know. We don't have a lot of details about this, but it should allow you to quickly change without having to go put all your abilities back in the right spot, have to re-choose all your utilities and stuff like that, and re-choose your gear. So even veteran players should be looking forward to this loadouts change especially. I hope you enjoyed this really thorough breakdown of everything I know about the combat styles. As I said, we're going to get it on the public test server coming up soon. And we'll be able to find out a little more and actually see what it looks like. If you want to show your support for these super thorough breakdowns of stuff going on in Star Wars: The Old Republic, guides, news, stuff like that, please visit Swtorista.com/support to pledge. And if you want similar Star Wars: The Old Republic videos to show up on your YouTube homepage, subscribe to this channel. May the Force, or anything in the Force user's advanced classes, be with you.